Let's do it.
The Tesla Cybertruck. In a country where pickup trucks are half of the top 10 selling vehicles, making an electric one seemed like a no-brainer. At the time the pickup debuted, Tesla was already making the world's best-selling EV.
To solve sustainable energy, we have to have a pickup truck.
The truck's design certainly provoked a range of opinions. Some loving it, others...
I thought it was a joke.
But in terms of performance and capability, Tesla was making big promises.
How does this compare to a Porsche 911?
At first, it looked like customer interest would be as impressive as the truck's specs.
Demand is
0 to 100, no comparison.
1 million people who have reserved the car.
But just a fraction of the more than 1 million reservation holders have actually made a purchase. There's been plenty of reports of trucks piling up on lots.
Tesla has a tendency to drastically overpromise, and it's starting to catch up with the company.
There have been recalls and canceled plans that have angered customers. Despite all this, some owners say the truck is great.
I really like the way it looks. I like the way it drives.
For the most part, I would buy it again.
So what went wrong? CNBC dove in to find out.
In fact,
Elon Musk had been talking about making some kind of a Tesla truck since at least 2012.
For most of the last decade, the three best-selling vehicles in America have been full-size pickup trucks.
F-150.
It's the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado, and the Ram 1500. So if the industry's going electric, it's not ridiculous to think that the full-size trucks need to go electric.
I present to you the Cybertruck.
I thought it was a joke. I thought they were going to pull out the real truck.
Okay, guys, I think charging would have to probably be faster. And I mean like a lot faster than it already is. And it's already pretty fast if you try to, if you compare it to charging it at home versus a supercharger at least. The battery banks would need to get much bigger, and you would need to be able to pull longer distances without having to basically stop here for a gigantic quantity of time at least. But other than that, yeah, an electric truck makes sense, guys.
After they showed this thing, and I'm just like, okay, no, really. And the show kept going on, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
But not everyone can.
Initially, when I saw it, I love the stainless steel look. I'm a DeLorean fan. I'm a Back to the Future fan.
Guys, if we go full electric,
and I was like, oh yeah, I never had a chance to get a DeLorean.
Tesla's advertised specifications bested those of longtime market leaders. Up to 14,000 pounds of towing power, 500 more than the top-selling Ford F-150. A 3,500-pound payload capacity, about 1,000 more than the Ford truck. A top 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds, faster than many sports cars.
2.6.
It's important to mention that this is comparing the Cybertruck specs advertised at the 2019 reveal with the specs of a 2025 Ford F-150. Initially, Tesla said the truck would start at $39,900. As of July 2025, it started at $62,490. The max towing capacity on the Cyberbeast, the top trim, is 11,000 pounds, 3,000 short of the promised 14. The most payload any version gets is 2,270 pounds on the tri-motor version with all-terrain tires. That's less than the promised 3,500. 1 month before Tesla began deliveries, Musk said over 1 million people had placed reservations. But since deliveries began in November 2023, only 52,000 units have sold in the US. In Q3 2024, they peaked at nearly 17,000 units. For a time, it was the best-selling electric pickup. From there, sales fell.
With a lot of EVs, we see people place a reservation that never turns into an order. And it's often because the price of a reservation is very low.
Yeah, it's super low
Tesla
compared.
told everyone this niche was absolutely enormous, and it's relatively small.
Yeah.
Reports documenting the challenges started to roll in. There were shortened production shifts, Tesla telling Cybertruck line workers to stay home, sometimes for a few days at a time. The company started offering potential customers lifetime free supercharging on Foundation Series Cybertrucks, a special first edition of the truck.
Yeah, guys, the Foundation was absolutely terrible, though. I mean, listen, the reason why people think some of the Cybertrucks are garbage, right, is generally because they bought a Foundation Series or they watched a review with someone that had a Foundation Series. This is the first of something. Right, you generally don't buy the first of something. When you do that, you get completely, cooked here.
It originally cost about $100,000. By January 2025, Tesla was offering discounts.
They're not going to sell anywhere close to 1 million trucks.
So what went wrong?
It fell short of the
It's
projected
the price.
range. It fell short of the projected payload
It's the price,
capacity.
bro.
It fell short of the projected towing capacity. It fell short of the projected speed, and it fell way short of the projected price. It's far more expensive than they had said in the first place.
Specs aside, the design was certainly eye-catching, but it was off-putting and even cumbersome for many of the customers who use pickup trucks for work. And that is a large portion of the truck market.
The side of the bed, I think, is still difficult to get into. I mean, one of the things that you do with pickup is put things inside of it. You can't reach the side of the Cybertruck. It's very difficult to do so from near the cab.
Full-size truck buyers are a fairly conservative set of people, and I don't necessarily mean politically so much as I mean in their expectations. They're often buying a truck that they're going to work with. So those specifications for how hard it actually works are very important.
And then
Yeah, bro, I don't do any
range.
work with it.
The company had targeted up to 500 miles, but delivered something
320.
closer to 300.
Yeah, I get 320.
The Cybertruck is Peter Scott's third Tesla. He also has a Model S and Model X. He got into EVs after news broke of the Volkswagen Dieselgate cheating scandal. At the time, Scott was driving a diesel-powered VW. He loved his first two Teslas.
Felt like I owed them more money. It was the first car I didn't have buyer's remorse. I was so happy because everywhere I turned, I had no gas payment. I had no repair payment. I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
Scott is a contractor and he needed a work truck. He paid the full $120,000 for the Cyberbeast. When he bought it, he was disappointed with the range, but Tesla had said it would offer a range extender.
Yeah, then they took that back.
That would bump the range up to 470 miles, close to the original 500-mile target. But the range,
Yeah, guys, that's 470, allegedly 470 without you towing anything. And most people that need a truck specifically are going to be towing something. Like the minute I hook up my RV, well, my travel trailer directly to the Tesla, the Cybertruck, my range is like 160.
range extender was canceled.
Okay, 470 versus 500, that's fine. I'll go ahead and buy the truck knowing I'm going to get 470 miles. I put the deposit down on the range extender. I bought the truck knowing that I was going to get 470 miles. Then when they canceled it, that just crushed me.
Right.
They got my money and then they canceled what they were going to do.
And
if I
non-refundable.
knew that, then I would have looked at a Silverado because the Silverado has the mileage that I'm looking for.
As with many other Tesla products and plans, the Cybertruck suffered many development and production delays and challenges. Some of these, the company said, resulted from production shutdowns and supply chain shortages common to automakers during the coronavirus pandemic. Setbacks have only continued. There have also been ongoing production and quality problems. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows Tesla conducted 8 voluntary recalls for the 2024 model year alone. Many pertain
that's that
to
Foundation
physical
series.
defects, not just software.
telling you.
One was over body panels falling off
Yep.
the truck due to the use of improper adhesives.
Right.
Another was
And
for
the,
a trapped accelerator pedal defect that caused some drivers to experience frightening unintended acceleration.
Yeah, because guys, like when they initially put these on the Foundation series specifically, they slid the aluminum over the plastic pedal or so with soap, right? So over time, as you put your feet down on the pedal itself, the casing itself would go up, and there's like a hinge right here. So what you would see is that this piece of aluminum would get stuck in the hinge, and now you're accelerating 850 horsepower. That's wild. I'm telling you. Those Foundation series were terrible, bro.
Tesla did not respond to CNBC's request for an interview or comment.
What feels weird is I feel guilty for the people that had all those problems.
Yeah, those Foundations
I
were
didn't
terrible.
have all those problems like they did.
Keenan Cobra Curtis did have a fair bit of trouble with his
Yeah, with his
Foundation
first
series
one he did.
Cybertruck, much of which he documented
He's
on
a
his
YouTuber.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I had so many issues, and I have repeated visits to the service center. And being
The
a
second
newer
one was
vehicle,
fine, though.
They struggled a little bit in the beginning, but they worked on it. They repeatedly worked on it, and it got to the point where, it was just unreasonable, and they actually
They bought it back.
repurchased the Cybertruck
Yeah.
from me. Essentially, it was a lemon law buyback. They gave me all my money back.
Right.
And I turned around and got another one. This
course you
second
did.
one, there is a night and day difference.
But Cybertruck sales still fell. Overall EV pickup truck demand is a fraction of the total truck market.
Like, understand, bro, like you're looking to sell a truck specifically to people who need to utilize a truck for work purposes. And then you priced it right? At a point where the only people that are generally going to do it are like car people or people that collect cars. Generally, those people are not using the vehicle for what it's needed. Let's just be honest here, okay? You overprice the vehicle. It has too much power for like most people's day-to-day things. That car the Cybertruck feels scary to drive, okay? And I mean like excessively scary. 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds is something that most people will never feel in their life. That is a scary feel, okay? So the majority of the people that are buying Cybertrucks are not buying it for the purpose that the person who's buying the Ford F-150 is. All right, they're buying it because they know they're going to pull in the gas station, they're going to pull into a grocery store, and everyone is either going to take photos or going to want to talk to you, right? Like that's basically the vibe that the Cybertruck gives you when you drive it. Like everyone wants to talk to you. They want to ask you questions. Oh, that thing looks like my refrigerator. How do you keep that thing clean? That happened literally 20 minutes ago before I started recording this.
I think that in the long run, there will be an argument for electric trucks.
That's kind of
it's
the
a
vibe.
Combination of the infrastructure has
You
not
buy it
caught
for
up
like
in the place where
the
trucks
looks
are
you
mostly
get.
necessary.
However, Cybertruck has lost ground to the rivals against which it was benchmarking.
Let's actually have a tug of war here with an F-150.
Yeah, the horsepower, guys.
Yeah, but it was uphill.
And while we saw Cybertruck sales spike a little bit above F-150 Lightning sales for a while, they've now fallen below. And the best-selling electric truck in America is a copy of the best-selling gas truck in America, which is completely unsurprising.
No, I'm not surprised.
But Curtis and Scott find much to like about their
It's
trucks.
also not very
the
good.
fact that Teslas can be updated remotely all the way down to the powertrain give them an edge.
Yeah.
The next closest would be the Sierra.
Silverado.
I really love that interior. It's very luxurious, but I feel like the software wouldn't be there. And I had another buddy of mine talk me out of it. He said, you know what? It's going to be outdated. They won't update it at all. And I was like, you're right.
Scott says some other features on the Cybertruck make it stand out from the pack. For example, the air suspension can lower the truck to fit into parking structures. The included tonneau cover keeps things secure in the bed. The truck's software can recognize different types of trailers and adjust the brakes accordingly.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing.
Also,
like
guys,
it just keeps getting better.
Like also at the same time, while you're towing something, you do have the ability to turn on full self-driving. So it can do all the braking, the turning, and it could literally take you until you need more electricity. So like if you want to do a 2,000-mile road trip, bro, you don't have to touch the steering wheel, not one singular time while towing something. Right. I mean, that's an edge that's out of this world.
And better.
Of course, I love the look and the feel of it. I love the steer-by-wire.
I'm not selling you a Cybertruck, guys.
The comfort.
One downside is some of the attention the truck attracts. Tesla has faced protests and declining sales in response to CEO Elon Musk's incendiary political rhetoric, as well as his extensive spending and work to re-elect Donald Trump and to slash federal agencies.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
I bought it 4.5 years ago before
Dark MAGA.
Elon went political. And so when I'm driving, I get flipped off sometimes, or people swerve in front of me.
2 separate occasions, I've had people show me they didn't like my purchase, right? Out in the streets, random people. And some people don't want to deal with that, and that's fair. I stay out of the politics. I stay out of all of that. I just try to enjoy the vehicle.
In some ways, the Cybertruck story mirrors Tesla's larger troubles.
Tesla sales as a company peaked all the way back in February of 2023 and have been falling for the most part ever since. So a lot of the Tesla story is a story of both overpromising and of some of its early success coming when it really didn't have competitors, and now it has a significant number of competitors.
Rivian,
is
Ford,
crazy,
GM
guys.
all have pickups in the North American market, and there are more on the way. In late July, Tesla VP of Engineering Lars Moravi said Tesla might make a smaller pickup truck.
We always talked about making a smaller pickup, and so we've definitely been churning in the design studio about what we might do.
I'm okay with it selling at a low volume like the Model S and the Model X because, honestly,
premium.
the Cybertruck isn't for everyone.
No.
But for a successful smaller truck, Tesla might need to make different choices.
They need to change the styling if they want to make more sales. Of course, the lower price will help, but I think it's just associated with being weird, with things people don't believe in.
It was always at risk of being one of those vehicles where everyone who wanted one was going to get it in the first year and a half. And after that, it could struggle. But that seems to be what's happened with the Cybertruck so far.
So the question is, if Scott and Curtis each had to buy a new EV pickup truck today,
Right.
what would it be?
It would be a Cybertruck. I'm just gonna be honest here. Like if I'm looking, if I was specifically looking, it would easily be between the new Hummer, specifically with the crab walk features, or just another Cybertruck. That's it. That's just it. And I'm probably gonna end up saying, I'll just give me another Cybertruck. I'm telling you.
I would definitely do my research. It's not Tesla that I really think people should be looking at. I think it should be any kind of EV. So far, it'd be a Cybertruck.
There's a lot of great things that I feel like you get really good value for your money. Like I said, I'm watching this one closely. If I start having any issues, that might be it.
Yeah, but the problem is like 2025 is are really they fixed all the issues. So you're not gonna really run into anything. You're gonna be able to run that vehicle up to like 500, 1,000 miles, guys. I mean, you're good with that. Like I understand, listen, there are people who just hate the idea of Elon Musk and his association to Donald Trump, and they're allowing that specific thing to be the reason why they choose to not like it. And also at the same time, it is very weird looking. It stands out everywhere you go. Everywhere you go with a Cybertruck, it stands out. Like it'll draw nothing but attention. Like I think this is the reason why they have so many cameras on the car, right? Like, so example, if I park in front of I don't know, anywhere, if I go somewhere with it, it has Sentry mode, so I know when someone is standing and staring and taking photos of my vehicle, or standing in front of it taking selfies, right? Like I see them doing it. I have all the footage of the weirdos doing this all day long, right? And I mean every single time I pull it out, someone is doing this. This is not a joke. Like one day I'll show you guys. I'll make a compilation of weirdos taking selfies of my truck, bro, right? So that's a thing. But I love pickup trucks, right? Like I think by default, that's something that has always been like appealing to me. I think in general, I like the size. They're big. They're like super strong. They're fast, right? Some of them are at least. Let's deal with pickups. And why do you all have one? To be honest, I think it's tied to like a weird sense of like masculinity also. Like, cause I do notice that like a lot of dads have pickup trucks, but it also matters like what part of the United States of America you're actually in, right? Like if you're in the South, your father probably owns a pickup truck, right? Because they want to be able to go camping, right? It's probably going to be 4x4, right? It's probably going to be lifted, most likely. It's going to probably have like 37-inch tires, 40-inch tires on them, gigantic V8, American-made V8, right? And they want to be able to tow and get into places that are, I don't know, less established, more rural and things like that. That's kind of the vibe. I would probably attribute it to like a sense of like Southern masculinity, I would say. Because like in the North, like in New York, growing up in New York at least, no one had pickup trucks. Everyone had like an SUV of sorts. But in the South, it's like that. Yeah. Because you can, exactly what was just said here in the comments here, you can do everything with it, like a pick 'em up truck, right? That's it, bro. Yeah, I think it's like I don't know. I think LA, if they're in LA now a lot, then I think they're trying to get, I think Californians are trying to get like a glimpse of masculinity back. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. If you expect me to say anything good about California, you're crazy. It's like asking me to say something nice about New Jersey. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I think by default, that's just kind of where we are. Right. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean, hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.